There's this amazing sunrise this morning. I was just out there, like that was the thing to do, you know. But if it works, I'll just try and keep doing it every day. Is everybody able to see them, or whether you had time to watch or whatever? But you know how to find them. And
today was a solar eclipse.
Is it today or tomorrow?
Today.
Because new moon is 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
I thought it was today in Africa. We can't
Explains
say
unusual
In Africa, yeah.
behaviors yesterday.
That makes sense. Africa.
So, how was your practice week, everybody? That's like a movie critic saying it was good, and that's the whole review.
The general consensus.
No, well, nobody else said anything,
I
so.
said awesome.
I'm going to detail.
I didn't hear it at all.
I did the, I love doing the face one. I don't know if you've given it a name yet, but where you just like relax the face and relax the emotional state.
Right, the demeanor one, yeah.
Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah, it is. It's called First Raiders. Or the Good Raiders.
The good
First
Raiders. So yeah, I do that. I find that I do that the most. The most times I do that the shortest though. So I do that maybe 5 times a day. But for like
So when you say shortest, it's tinged with qualitativeness.
I don't think so, but I see what
Do
you're
you know what I mean?
I did.
Doesn't matter that it's short. What matters is consistent. So even if for you it doesn't, people hearing you heard, oh, but it's short, you know.
Right.
And so that's doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Consistency trumps everything else. You know, in these studies, like consistency. That's where it's at.
So yeah, I try to do that often throughout the day, several times, and then maybe every other day I try to do the third eye meditation right before bed, and that's about it.
So you know, this is like week 7 or 8 or something like that. You know, and then I'm doing the daily ones. So if you're seeing those, that's 20 of those or 50, I don't know, whatever number it is. So the idea isn't to make anybody feel weighed down, like, oh, that's a lot to keep practicing or to review, you know, especially the daily ones. It's more like, well, here's an idea, and maybe it's just a little interesting on another aspect of things, but it doesn't mean here's something you need to add to your practice. But on the other hand, maybe you see 20 and one of them, like you were saying, you're keeping one that you're doing every day. And that's fine. Darcy might do 2 others, and Terry might not have found the one yet, or you know what I mean. So, so I don't, because the volume is building up in terms of the class notes, in terms of the videos, and so there's no, you have to do each one. There's no sort of pressure there. Okay, so I think that's obvious, maybe, but.
Cognitively, I knew that.
It's worth stating
I'm glad you said.
to feel it, yeah. And, you know, especially the morning ones, I'm not exactly teaching them the way I might in this class. It's more just, here's a little peek in, a little something, to hint at something. You know, the morning ones aren't, or I say morning, but the daily ones aren't necessarily even the ones that I'm working on. It's just I just kind of find a little time and then like, oh, see what I'm called to do. So I usually kind of walk over and I don't know what the meditation's going to be. So.
I found them very useful as a personal challenge to say, okay, this is what he's doing. What am I doing in my practice?
Okay.
And I found this last week, I had a lot of challenges, and I actually did some new things.
Good.
Or some things that I had been planning to do. Take my tea out and just sit and listen to the trees. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does work.
Fantastic. Take my tea out and listen to the trees. You guys, that's sweet. Yeah. Don't need anything else. You know, that's like chop wood, carry water. Take your tea out, listen to the trees. Says it all.
Or Saki is the master of sitting, you know, from I think it was yesterday, in the prescription for sitting, just for sitting, and then sake at the end, sitting master.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Thought about that all day.
I was just doing it and then I look over and I was like, oh, you got this. I was just saying what to do and then you're doing it. Yeah. Yeah, he's like the last few, he's just, when I start to do it, he'll just head right over from wherever he is. I'm not usually, I don't think I've been walking with him, it's just I settle into and he just heads over and joins in, so. Alright, that's pretty cool. Anybody else wanna share or ask or comment?
I found some really cool things that have bolstered my meditation practice, like other meetings. I'm really lucky. There's this Shambhala Center in New England.
Yeah.
So I've been going there on Thursdays. Actually, for the past, on and off for the past like 5 years.
Uh-huh.
So they do mostly eyes open meditation.
Right.
So I really liked the one I did last week. And I spent the week.
Last week we did with the trees?
No, sky.
Oh, sky, right,
Yeah.
the sky, right.
So
I
I
already told you.
spent part of the week trying to see the sky with my palms.
Yeah.
And I think I may have gotten there.
Yeah. Seemed pretty odd when I said it.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah, but it shouldn't be that odd. The sky can see your palms, so.
True.
Yeah. It's not that big of a
Yeah.
stretch. Yeah. And what's limited is not your ability to do it, it's your ability to realize that sight isn't just your eyes. Yeah.
Since I've been meditating with my eyes open for the past few years, I also find that easier and more natural for me, I guess.
I wouldn't agree that it's more natural,
Okay.
but it's easier perhaps because it's familiar.
Yeah.
But natural is a whole other thing. Yeah. So be really careful when people say, I know what natural feels like, because usually it's used to.
Yeah, I
Which is not
probably was
natural.
a natural 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know that you can meditate with your eyes open, because I've been trying Reiki on people and finding like just silly practical things, like I can't walk around the person without opening my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't really meditate if my eyes are open. So I kind of come back to reality, and I find that I need both of those things to happen together.
Couple things you can do with that particular sort of Reiki thing. You can have them turn, so you don't move much, or you can have them seated in something that you like, a chair, and you can feel the chair with the eyes closed and then you know where they are without having, a couple sort of ways to manage that. Okay, perfect shirt for meditation. Still man. Very good. Okay, so try a little meditation together. So, what's the first thing we do? No? What do we do? Seed your comforts. But is that the first thing? First is seed your discomforts. Right? See your discomforts. What that means is wherever the front burner is, doesn't mean see to all your discomforts, because it's just an hour-long class. So it's just whatever the front burner is, something that needs just a little, scratch, or a sip of water to moisten that, or whatever. But you don't want to get on a train of discomfort solving, where one leads to another, leads to another, because then you're not going to find your practice at the end of that. You're just going to find relative dissatisfaction. So, see your discomforts. No more than one per category. 2? What's step 2?
See your comforts.
See your comforts. So this is permission to improve something. So it didn't have to get addressed. You don't need to, but it would be nice if I just folded this blanket a little differently, or stretched my shoulder a little bit, or yawned, or whatever it might be. So it's a little bit of nice permission to do something that would improve what you're going to do. It may just be moving your hair out of your way or something. Or so I seem to remember. Step 3. Anybody?
I just looked it up.
Well, you might as well share it.
I forgot it already.
I should have
Thank God
written
for
these.
notes.
I should have written these down and handed them out. So
You
guys-
did though.
Oh, so I did my part. Okay.
But I got on the spot and all that fear came in and I wasn't in the moment.
The fear can't come in. The fear is
Fear
not
took,
outside
I
you.
let the fear take over.
Sure, but it can't come in.
Right,
It doesn't come from outside.
right.
All right, go on. What's next?
Be comfortable with the remaining discomforts.
Become comfortable with all remaining discomforts. I look around the room, I don't see a whole bunch of enlightened people, so there's probably a whole boatload of remaining discomforts. But we know we tended to whatever is front burner. And then we also, had a little Hershey's Kiss that we didn't need, but it made things nicer. So now, step 3, become comfortable with all remaining discomforts.